I got multiple compliments on my hair and outfit today. Thank you very much.
From who? The trolls?
Oh, you know
What?
what?
Hey, you
What's
gotta
the little pink troll name?
you gotta hit the button, dude. You gotta hit the button, Rico.
Which one?
The one you were playing earlier.
Got him.
Oh, that one. Sorry.
It's too late now. It's not funny.
I like it though.
Poppy.
I know it's late, but seriously though, I like it though because that's the way my daughter used to wear her hair when she was little. I used to love her hair. Like my mom would like pull it back and like with the little thing, and it just be like puffed up. I love that junk, right?
I mean, this is like a custom haircut for curly hair.
Is
and today, I just happened to let it be there.
Shake it one time. I want to see shake. I'm like, it's so bouncy.
It's soft too.
I bet. Like I want to.
Hey, do you have certain people come up and say, "Oh, can I touch it?"
I have someone that wants to touch it once a month. his wife brings him to me so he can touch it. So
for real?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if my wife will bring me over there. So I can touch
No, you don't have to be anywhere.
That's not awkward.
No, it absolutely is awkward, sir.
Yeah, man has the same hair. You're fine.
Do you have any questions before we start?
No.
No question.
I mean, we already discussed that this camera was supposed to be on, so.
Yeah, I wish I had known that hair was gonna be like that before I suggested that. But we here now. We're here now.
Yikes! It's gonna be a good. This gonna be a good one.
Look, man.
It's gonna be a good one, y'all.
Anybody that know me. Anybody that know me know how I feel about natural hair, so they know this is all cat. This is just me being stupid.
Okay, about to have another Cat Williams joint going on here.
For real? I hope
21
so.
million views.
I wish I could be that controversial, man. But I mean, I'm not that smart. That dude's smart. But this ain't about cat. This is quit distracting me, man. You see, you know, I'm distractible.
Squirrel.
All right, focus.
Centered.
Okay. So you ready?
You're just gonna start playing music, and then I should be quiet.
Is that what it would take?
No.
That's all it needs. That's all that's required. Music.
I mean, I don't talk that much anyway. It's fine. Let's go.
We'll start talking. Let's see if it works. Say something.
No, I'm good.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Thank you guys for joining us again on another episode of DEM Tech Folks. I'm Rico Randall, your host, and I'm joined by two of my co-hosts. Two of the yeah. Are you guys tech folks or are you guys youth?
Depends on what
I'm joined by two of my colleagues, my tech folks, Reginald Davis, and we got Kenny Lewis right here. Reginald, shout out.
Yeah, the host with the most calories. Go ahead.
You did not rehearse. Obviously, you did
not
not rehearse.
Not at all.
Kenny.
What's up, everybody? It's Kenny.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're sitting here with Miss Ebony, right? Ebony, if you don't mind introducing yourself to the people so we know who you are and just a little bit of where you come from.
Hi, my name is Ebony. I met Rico a couple of months ago, and he told me that he had this amazing podcast and I should be on it. And I was like, all right, that's cool. I am a software developer by degree, computer science, minors in math and Jewish studies, master's information system security. I carry like 12 different certifications in all types of security, and I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Hold on for a second. So you use Jewish studies?
Yes.
So will offending you get us canceled?
I was gonna say like that. I didn't. That was a curveball I didn't see coming right there.
I want to apologize for everything I said about your hair before we started. I serious, sincerely. Like we look, man.
Listen,
I only got like 9
you never
episodes
know.
out.
Because you never know. Now you know.
The show's a baby. Don't hurt the baby. Come on now. Just we apologize to all the Jews.
Can we please be uncanceled?
Sincerely.
I mean, early. Yeah, just get those apologies in early, and then you can be as offensive as you want. I'm sure that's how.
Okay, but seriously though, absolutely, Ebony's a great person. I actually just recently, was introduced to Ebony. She would routinely come to our office, for work stuff, and just talking about people. But anyway, this isn't about me.
No, it's not.
And how I know Ebony, or Ebony and how she knows me. This is about Ebony. So Ebony, where are you from? Let's start with that one. Where are you from?
I'm from Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. And how'd you end up getting introduced to tech? Like, what was your first time? Was it like a microwave oven that you fixed, or?
It was not a microwave oven that I fixed. My mom insisted that I needed friends to get out of the house. And so she signed me up for a hardware program at the University of the District of Columbia. And so when I went to the hardware program, we basically built robots, and we did a bunch of like the little digital parts, the packages where you can like plug in capacitors and solder them and they light up and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I did that for 2 consecutive summers, and I really enjoyed it. And then after that, I started a computer science program during the summer, and then I've just kind of been doing IT stuff since then.
How old were you when you were doing this? Were those kind of like the original Adrenos or Raspberry Pis or something like that?
Yeah, I started when I was like 12, but also I'm not that old, so watch it.
How old are you?
Okay.
I don't think that's important.
No, don't do it. Don't tell.
Important to this conversation either.
Okay.
Man, you trying to get us all in trouble, Rico?
Yeah, that's what he really trying to do.
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, if y'all want to guess, though, I'll let you guess.
No, we don't want to guess, because I'm a bad guesser anyway.
You're a terrible guesser.
I'm a horrible guesser. So you got involved in that, and at 12, right? Yep. So in between being 12 and playing with these kids, and then going to college, right, for tech, what were you doing in that time frame?
So Tuskegee University has a summer program for teenagers, and I attended 2 summer courses for computer science, and for those 2 summer courses, they gave us college credits and scholarships. So I started to my computer science degree at Tuskegee University. The unfortunate circumstance is that Tuskegee is really good for a lot of things, but their computer science program was not ideal. So I transferred to another university where I also picked up this Jewish studies minor. And then I graduated with a degree in computer science, a minor in math, and a minor in Jewish studies.
And what made you go with the math and Jewish studies?
So originally I had started with a double major of electrical engineering and computer science, but I was working overnight and paying for school, so it got to be a little much. So the minors ended up being more convenient. And the minors were necessitated by money for college. So they were paying for my books and stuff, and I just had to take a couple of classes to cover electives, and so that was a win.
I love it, man. And if you can throw more of those college words in that would be great. People love that kind of stuff.
People love college words.
Yes,
how many syllables you want?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if kids are like getting ready for SAT, they can just listen to our stuff, man.
I mean, it's true. I get that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, learn from context.
It's the complexities of the conversations.
I think I like it when she do it, but
it's the principalities of it.
Principalities.
Smoking.
It's inventing words and stuff. That's dope, man. That's really dope. So coming out of college, how did you end up getting your first, job? What was that, like an internship or?
No. Or did you have your first job before college in IT? I'm curious.
I have had several jobs. I'm kind of process oriented, so every job that I'm always hired for, I end up kind of leading the process of how to improve it. But my first real IT job was in a casino because it was convenient. I was able to work overnight and then go to school all day. So in the casino, I ended up being an overnight backup operator. So as an overnight backup operator, you're responsible for backing up all of the operations within the casino, making sure that all of the slot machines are working, making sure that all the cameras are functioning, making sure that we're taking regular backups from the hotel and that sort of thing. So it was really helpful to start to do that and understand the IT operations on a lot of different levels outside of just the software development that I was doing during the day.
You know,
So go ahead.
I was gonna say it's an easy way I can, get a hone in on your age. Did you use tapes? Were you using backup
It's
tapes?
actually not an easy way. The casino prefers to use tapes.
Oh, okay, because you know, back
But
in the day.
if this is going to be a distraction to everyone, I am years old.
Wow.
I
She
thought you could
lying,
say.
y'all. She
I thought
lying.
you was gonna say like 17 or something. But
No, this is going to be a distraction.
It is not gonna be a distraction.
Perfect, because everybody knows now.
Yeah,
I
it's
used to
true.
be a tape. I used to be
We're
a
gonna
tape
edit
guy.
that
That's why I
out.
know.
We're gonna edit that out. So
Yeah,
still
I
play
used to
with
be
it.
a tape guy. It was fun stuff.
So
But anyway,
why did they go? Why does they? Why does they prefer?
why do they like
Does they?
tapes?
Why do they prefer tape in the
So they
casino?
can take it off site, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and
I
in
used
this
to be a backup person.
yeah, in this particular case, I used to work for Harrah's Entertainment in New Jersey. So they had 5 different casinos they were responsible for. So they would bundle all of the tapes from the casinos for particular nights, and then they would go and ship them somewhere else.
I worked for a
Gotcha.
company like that. That's when I learned about
Okay.
tapes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So casino. Will you ever approach? Uh,
I don't know what's going on right. I don't know what's going on
nah.
right
We're
now.
gonna have to edit that out too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Have you been approached and just cheese?
I mean, you know how people like
People
joke
converse with
about.
me. Yes.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
So you said you did nighttime was casino daytime software development. Was that in college or did you have another job?
No, that was in college. That was for school.
Okay.
I had an internship during the day with one of my software instructors, and then at night I would work in the casino to pay for school all day,
Full time or part time?
full time.
Wow. So you were working 8 hours a night? It's like 8 hours, 8 hour days a night, and then going to school.
I was working 8 to 12 hour nights.
So did you? I'm assuming you had a lot of no-dos, a lot of
No,
coffee.
no,
Cause man,
no. And actually, at some point, I ended up not having any housing, so I had to like sleep in my car for a while.
mm,
And the casino, very conveniently, they have uniforms, they have showers, they have food. So, like, literally, the whole intention of the employees that work there is to have you not have to leave. So
yeah,
you can take breaks, you go get coffee, you walk around, you get some fresh air. But if you enjoy your work, it's really not that big of a deal. For us, working in the back as backup operators, we got to see everything, but never had to interact with people. So it was very convenient.
yeah.
So it's like watching a movie for most of the time that you're there. You run a couple backups and, you know.
Yeah, and I think and Kenny, you said you was a backup person too. I did backups too. You really have to understand all the technologies to be an effective backup technician. So if any, I mean, I don't know if the backup technician is really like a thing like it used to be, but if you want to get a broad scope of technology, definitely backup person because you have to know how everything works, how everything backs up. So yeah, that's a great place to get a good breadth of technology.
So the reason for my question about why they prefer backup tapes was I've heard like some horror stories about like backup,
Yeah, I've
like
had some.
like
I've had
one in
some.
particular. I forgot what kind of organization it was, but what they would do is they would back it up, and the guy that took the backups off site, he would take them by subway, right? And they find out when they needed the tapes, to restore. they will blink.
Oh yeah.
So
That-
retracing, the activities, they found that when he went to the subway, he would sit them down on the ground, right? The vibrations or the magnetism or something like that within the subway transit was just wiping the tapes.
Yeah.
Kind of like a degauser. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, it's like, why, with everything being so interconnected, why, I'm sure with all the money that casinos take from me personally, and I'm funding all of the infrastructure. They can do it. They can afford it. Just have, redundant sites, between casinos.
So some of the casinos have changed their processes in terms of the way that operates, but part of the challenge is that transitioning into like my present career is from a cybersecurity perspective. If you don't understand how the data is being transferred and where the data is being transferred and who has access to the data, it's still easier to fall back on an old school method than to put everything up in the cloud, because now you put everything up in the cloud, you have these shared instances or whatever the case may be, and who has access to the way that the casino operates, who has access to the tapes, who has access to the videos that have been recorded, who has access to CCTV to wipe these different spaces down. I mean, you watch Ocean's 11 where they're like looping videos and that sort of thing. So some casinos would still prefer to go old school rather than, oh, well, let's just have an offsite backup that does it automatically every single night, right?
You think it's just like being married to the past, or is there like a technical reason that you feel that makes logical sense?
I don't think it's a technical reason that makes logical sense. I think that it's historically a people-oriented reason as to why that happens, because you'll have people that have been there for years and this is how they've always done it, and they can't trust anything else, so they just stay with it. And
I love it. And great segue, by the way. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna
Kenny.
say, somebody asked a question. Carlton asked, speaking of casinos, how could we have prevented what happened in Vegas from a cybersecurity standpoint?
Which time?
You all right? All of them.
Which time that something happened in Vegas?
What happened in Vegas?
Was it what was the last one? I can't remember the last one, but
the latest one, I don't remember.
He's talking about the okay, I know what he's talking about.
I think it was a
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so there was a recent
fisherman.
hack.
Yeah.
There was a recent hack in Vegas. I'm
something
not
to the employee. I couldn't remember what it was, but Carlton, if you can, just drop it in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in chat. I'm sure she don't have the answer because she ain't worked with casinos and
I don't have the answers, but I go to Vegas every year for Hacker Summer Camp.
Okay.
And
wow. Okay.
I'm actually the quartermaster at B-Sides Las Vegas, so come on out whenever you are over in Vegas.
Exactly.
Every single year, inevitably, the people that go out there have broken the encryption, they have broken the key cards, they've duplicated casino host keys to access back rooms, they've social engineered their way behind stage. Like there's so many things that happen all of the time, and part of the reason for that, of course, is that there's never a really defined outline of all of the lines of effort that need to be protected across the entire casino. Everybody assumes that these responsibilities are delegated appropriately and everyone is doing what they need to do, but inevitably there are gaps that exist because people are just being nice, people are unaware, people are overworked, people are tired, whatever the case may be. We don't understand the technology configurations the way that they should be. However many years ago, when they decided to install the Wi-Fi thermometer in the aquarium and never bothered to put a password on it, so you have access to admin across the entire network, is things like that. Let's see.
So you say you're an ambassador of B-Sides.
Quartermaster.
Quartermaster.
Get it right. Get it right.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Me.
I know they got an event, a B-side in Tampa in April, so
I mean,
Yeah, we need to be on that.
They also have B-Sides St. Pete and B-Sides Orlando.
Yeah.
So how'd you come about being a quartermaster of B-Sides?
In 2013, I gave my first talk on incorporating security into software engineering at B-Sides because they have a mentorship program where they pair first-time speakers with long-term speakers. And so you get insight on how to speak well, how to arrange your program, how to bring people in and engage them, that sort of thing. And so I registered for this and I volunteered so that my mom could come to my talk. She
And
gets
did she come?
She did come.
Oh God.
And when I volunteered in the quartermaster room. In the same year, they asked me to be quartermaster for the
Wow.
conference. They're like, you clearly know how to organize things. We don't think that we know how to do this well, so we'd like you to do this. So I think this year will be my 11th year being quartermaster.
Nice.
And in all seriousness, she is very, very legit with that whole thing. Like, I've been down with this client that I'm with right now for like what 3 or 4 months, and then Ebony comes, parades me around the whole compound, introduces me to everybody, and everybody that sees Ebony is like, "Hey, Ebony!" I'm talking
Okay,
about
relax.
like full birds and all everybody in between. They know Ebony like she's Madam President, so I call her Madam President. She going for election whenever she goes on her
I'm not.
strolls.
I can
Yeah,
assure
Madam
you.
Quartermaster.
Madam Quartermaster. I mean, she was a dollar master. She get my vote, but quartermaster ain't
Enough.
enough.
That was a stretch, but
I'm
That
working.
was
hey,
a
so
stretch.
He got like 7 kids, so it's okay.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's fine.
Right
You're
on
welcome.
the side.
Boy, I like.
It's
listen,
twisted it too. Just
Go ahead,
glad she
Reggie.
don't know me, my family.
Listen, fans in the stands. Ain't no question. Come on.
So check this out, right? So when you were working, I mean, even the casino, even now, right? So I know there's been a, a noted history of cybersecurity not necessarily being a priority in most organizations, but with recent events like hacks and stuff like that, do you see organizations really turning to cybersecurity and making it a priority and putting the money behind it and the staff behind it?
Yeah, so a couple of things happen. When when we say cybersecurity consists of so many moving parts that
Mm-hmm.
really have to be defined and then interlocked in order to have an effective program. And so, one of the challenges that I personally experience is that I find that a lot of people want to do cybersecurity for money, and that's never going to be an effective workforce because their motivation is the money and they're not particularly interested in what they're doing or how they're executing. So that's one of the main challenges. And so a lot of these companies end up getting burned when someone gets a security plus or when someone gets a CASP and they show up and they're like, oh, well, give me this money. And then they ruin everything and they leave.
Mm.
So one of
go ahead.
my things is, so sometimes I teach certification classes, and I'll tell you, one of these certification classes I was teaching a Security Plus class, and this guy came late. It was a 4-week class, only on Saturdays. He came in the second Saturday, and he's like, I just passed my CEH, and I'm ready for the Security Plus because I need it for work. And I was like, great, love that, love this enthusiasm. Let's get started. We get through the first lesson, and he's like, oh, I just had a quick question. I'm like, absolutely. He's like, what's a firewall? And I'm like, what? Excuse me? You just passed your what? Oh, whew. Okay. So it's things like that that really concern me because if you work for the federal government or you work for the DOD and they're like, oh, well, just go get one of these 8570 certs and we'll put you on to cybersecurity, that's not a problem. But they're not giving people the experience that they need. They're not giving people the requirements that they need. And it ends up being a cash grab for all these certification places. And so, from a cybersecurity perspective, companies are like, well, I should be able to trust these people. And they can't. They can't. And so until we have people that are actually qualified, not just certified, it's always going to be a struggle to bring a workforce and to make this a priority because so many people have burned so many bridges over this time. And I'll get off my soapbox now.
No,
Nah,
it's fine.
that was great.
My question is this, and I guess you can also call it a concern. Like I've heard that before, right? And I don't wholeheartedly disagree. I can definitely resonate with the position and you know where you're coming from, right? When people say, "Oh, don't do it for the money," but I mean, yeah, I do it for the money, you know. But at the end of the day, I also, you know,
Love what you do.
I went through the
You're skilled
process.
at your craft.
Yeah.
Still,
You know, I
yeah.
went through the process, and I actually, built myself with great foundation. I feel, with mentors, and it took some time. I learned the things that were required of me at the time that allowed me to understand tech the way that I do understand it. Which I don't. I'm not like tech god or nothing like that, but I'm pretty good with what I do. Um, so is that to say that? Would you say that it is definitely um an issue with money, or
No.
that people they create an issue by only going for the money and not really learning the tech?
They created issue by only going for the money. Like I like to place people in positions where they're going to be successful. So the question really isn't so much what technology interests you, but where do your passions lie? Do you like to solve problems? Do you like talking to people? Do you like pulling pieces together? Do you enjoy puzzles? What are the foundational things that you really enjoy? Because there's a space for you in every part of cybersecurity and every part of IT, but you have to understand what that looks like, because when you chase your passions, that money gonna come. Like, you ain't missing no meals. That's not an issue.
Yeah.
I think the issue is like people, they see the little ads and videos of the boot camps. You can make six figures just doing this.
You can.
You
Sure.
can,
Yeah.
but they not just from you can, but just not from just this in the first 3 months. I mean, technically you can, it depends, but some people just see that and like, oh, I want the money. I don't care about the job. So that's
Yeah.
how I see it.
Yeah, this is definitely a full conversation in itself.
Yeah.
So I jotted some notes down because this is probably like 2 different episodes, like what we just kind of talked about. So I wanna pull off of that right now, right? And we'll revisit it when we bring Ebony back. But
Can I just circle back to Carlton's question earlier?
about the casino,
yeah, about the casino,
how
because
we can
he
get
has
that
a
money.
question. It's really important that he get the
Oh,
answer to
Yeah.
his question.
go ahead. Yeah,
He
do
put
that.
the link in.
Engagement is really important. So from the article that you sent, I perused it really quick, and it looks like it was social engineering that transitioned over into a ransomware situation. First and foremost, I tell everyone, as we had this whole discussion earlier about backups, if you are doing consistent backups, if you understand the level of the recovery that's required for your organization, you don't need to pay anything. All you need to do is shut this down, recover from one of your backups, and then identify how it is that they got in. And that should be logging, that should be auditing, that should be consistent monitoring. And that's the end of that. From a technology perspective, this is a really easy fix. From a people perspective of the social engineering, that's a slightly more difficult fix, because in general, people want to be nice, people want to be helpful, and as a casino staffer, you want to be nice to the customers that are there. They want to take Rico's money, so they want to be like, what do you need? How can we help you? Where can we take you? So from a technology perspective, that could have easily been prevented. It's just the social engineering piece that ends up being more of a challenge for that.
That's great. And as you guys can see, man, she is more than just big words. She actually knows this stuff, right?
And big hair.
And she's got the hair.
Yeah,
The power's in the hair.
it is.
Yeah.
So as you've been on, because I actually wanted to talk about your current role, right?
Right.
But before we get into that, though, like, have you run into any issues as you've been on your tech journey? Like,
Yes.
You know, like and what have you seen with regard to representation of, like, you know, females in tech? And because there's a few groups, you know, Tamika Reed's got, you know, women in Linux that's here in St. Pete, Tampa area. Also got, you know, members in other places and stuff like that. And there's a myriad of other, you know, minority based groups, right? They don't just have minorities. Women in Linux don't just have women. They actually, you know, played a vital role in me picking up a, you know, a new skill set. So but to the question though, have you seen a sheer lack of representation, and then has that shifted or grown any?
So I will tell you that for my personal journey, I have fairly consistently been the only woman, the only Black person, the only Black woman in a majority of the rooms and spaces that I've been in. My very first job out of college was, well, my second job, but my first major job out of college was a software developer at Lockheed Martin. And I was joining a team of 4 males. And the manager was like, she's great. She's phenomenal. We want her. He went to go have a conversation with the team, and the team was like, absolutely not. We don't want any women in the room.
Say what?
So he hired me anyway. And I showed up and I was like, all right, like, relax. It's cool. We're all going to do the same work, whatever. And one of the developers on this team, and I'll never forget him to this day, we're good friends now, but one day, because my method of joining teams is to ask questions to build community, right? I can know the answer. It doesn't matter. It's the matter of allowing a person to provide you with an answer, right? So I asked him a question about something that he had coded. And he turned to me and he said, if you were a real software developer, I wouldn't have to explain this. And I said, oh, challenge accepted. It's a wrap now. And so after that, anything he put out, everything he put out, I was like, I want to peer review his stuff. Give it to me. Give it to me every time. And so that was pretty consistently, you know, how I approached new teams that I was on. But even now, the role that I'm in now, it didn't exist before. So I happen to be the first Black chick, the first person in this particular role. The role that I had just previously, same thing. Role I had.
Did you guys end up being cool? I'm wondering about that. I'm sure everybody else is wondering.
We're good friends now.
Okay, all right, good.
He used to watch
Like,
my dog.
sheesh, villain origin story.
I like that.
He used to watch my dog. Like we
You used to do what now?
He watched your dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to say, did you do that to punish him? Like, hey, you gonna watch? Hey, come over here and watch my dog while I go and peer check your stuff.
Yeah.
Go sit in the corner.
It wasn't like that, but he legitimately was the only person. And for me, when I first started in my journey, it was a point of pride for me to be able to not only understand what the problem was, but to be able to articulate it and also to be able to fix it. So when he's like, oh, if you were a real software developer, I wouldn't have to explain it. Well, first of all, you didn't have to explain it. I was trying to be nice. But secondly, all right, bet. You've been here for how many years? Give me 3 months. I bet I'm about to knock it out the park.
For real.
So I'm like on W3 schools. I'm studying 4 different software languages. I'm doing research on databases and SQL queries. And I'm like, all right, bet. Because I'm going to find every bug he got in his stuff. No
Bruh, I didn't even know people still use W3 schools is a huge one. That's a great tool for somebody starting out. They break it down to a great level, and I think they have like integrated environments for you to like test different things out. So
they do have little exercises you can do.
Yeah. What's your current role, if you don't mind me asking?
I just recently accepted a role as Chief Cybersecurity Officer.
Hold on for a second.
Do
it again. Say it again.
You're supposed to have that sound effect ready.
You're supposed to
Hey, man.
Just recently accepted a role as a Chief Cybersecurity Officer.
I thought you were gonna play like the. I thought you were gonna play like the
It's crazy.
Thought you
It's
were gonna
ridiculous.
get all Jamaican in here. Dun, dun, dun,
Nah,
dun.
we ain't gonna do that.
It's too late. Too late.
I'm late for a lot of stuff. We'll fix it in the
Yeah,
end of the
you
shit.
know.
Fuck it.
Somebody told me how late you were today.
Oh,
Shots fired.
Oh man.
somebody close the door. Somebody close the door.
We're gonna have to cut this short today. All right.
Yeah,
Close
you
the
make me
door.
angry.
That's how
Something wrong with the connection.
it's
So
some lightning out here.
how did this new role come about? You just
Um,
using your magic, or did you?
When you unfurl the
so
hair,
it's
just,
the hair.
the
It's the
power
hair.
takes over.
Is it there?
Oddly enough, I know a little bit about a lot of things. And one of my first mentors told me all the time that I don't have to be an expert in anything. I just have to understand how to find the resources for it, right? So that has given me a lot of flexibility to be able to choose projects that I find to be interesting or challenging, and I can move around very freely. I can demand the salary that I require to live my lavish lifestyle. And so this particular role came about because somebody else in New Mexico offered me a role to move over there and set up their risk management framework program. And when I communicated to the company that I work for now that I was going to be leaving, they were like, no, you're not. We're going to make a space for you here to do what you want to do because we believe that you understand what we need and that you can do it. So they made a space and I accepted it. And now we're here.
Have you ever been to New Mexico?
I have been to New Mexico once.
I've never been. Is it like Mexico? Like you gotta speak Spanish.
It's newer. It's newer.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out where it's going. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. I'm like, where are we going with this, bro? Where are we going with this?
She said that. I
dog?
said, wow.
Got new Spanish.
Yeah, I'm like,
Spanish.
see.
Thank you. Yeah. Newer.
Oh man.
So mentorship. You mentioned mentorship. Are you currently mentoring anyone, and do you have a mentor?
I mentor a lot of people. I have different mentors for different activities. Honestly, everybody wants me to level up from where it is that I am, but I kind of enjoy doing random things. I enjoy being behind the scenes of things. I don't need my face to be front and center because I want to put other people in positions of success. Like I am willing to be uncomfortable in rooms and to suck it up to be the only chick, the only black person, whatever, so I can give somebody else an opportunity to show up. But I don't like my time to be wasted. And so that's what I tell everybody immediately. I was like, this is a finite, non-renewable resource, and I will give you whatever it is that you need for your success, but just don't waste my time. I don't have any time for this.
And just so everybody's tracking, like, what do you mean specifically by level up? Is that like going to the C-suite?
Well, technically, I am in the C-suite now.
Oh, fancy.
You're supposed to hit the button again. Hit him with the button, Rico.
It's a slip. It's
Oh.
the wrong button.
It's all right, Rico.
I hit the wrong, but I need to put this thing in front of me because, like, it's not working out well. Chill, man. Man, I'm about to kick everybody. I got to control over here.
We gotta go. That's how it is.
Yeah, we about to go.
So technically, I am in the C-suite right now. I have 5 lines of effort that fall under my direction right now. And I mentor all of the people that fall under those lines of effort right now. I need to hire a couple of more people, but I'm consistently told that I am underpaid and that I need to go ahead and open my own business to do things, because with the people that I know, with the things that I know, with the order that I bring, it would be ideal for me to go and do more, be more, see more.
Yeah. And that's what they mean when they say your network is your net worth.
Yeah. I told you, you get more stuff done over handshakes than keyboards. That's just how it goes.
That was one of the first gems that she dropped in my way. And I was like, whoa, okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Man.
Like all she gotta do is just shake her head, man. Jim just start popping out of that hair, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like stick around this girl, and
I'll do it.
no, I'm not gonna even try, bro. I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna
Just
trip over my damn buttons.
everybody else make the sound effects. We can't rely on Rico.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
you
do it
go-
with your mouth, beatbox it. But
Make music
but
with your
speaking
mouth.
of like Ebony dropping gems and mentorship and all that other stuff, how do you feel about people reaching out to you if they have questions, little hopefuls and stuff like that want to fill these voids and rectify this lack of representation that we see in the industry? I mean, are you open to that? Or are you just gonna be stingy with information?
I feel
Oh,
that
No
was
pressure.
that was a quick.
manipulative end to that question.
Mhm.
Extremely manipulative. So what I'm going to suggest is that maybe we reach out to Rico, and then Rico can appropriately vet, and
All right,
then
y'all.
like I could be like the second line of defense here.
All right.
Wow.
So hit me up and I will send y'all her information.
No, just you know what? Find me on LinkedIn. Find me on LinkedIn. I'll be it.
I'm a doxer.
Find me on LinkedIn. Yeah, absolutely. Come on.
I have a question for you, Evan. How you feel about the Flipper Zero devices?
So I had an opportunity to play with one over the summer. Hacker Warehouse sells them, and they sold out pretty quickly. I think that it is interesting. I also think it could be a real problem when they sell them pre-programmed, especially in the casino space.
Yeah, I just grabbed one. That's why I asked, and I was like,
they sell them pre-programmed.
Yeah, these things.
Do you know how to use it?
I literally just grabbed it. A friend of mine just sent it to me. He sent me. I'm a pro. He said program it to whatever you want it, and basically go through the menu, install your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot of shit with them. I haven't played with them personally.
I haven't played. I literally just got it. So.
Yeah, I like to play with new technology, but it doesn't keep my attention for very long because I'm doing too many other things. But during the summer, I also work at Hacker Warehouse at a table over in DEF CON, and we sell all sorts of fun things. So if there's other things that interest you, you can go over to Hacker Warehouse, and you can probably find most things pre-programmed there as well.
You're the dollar master at B-Sides, right?
Yes.
Do you guys offer scholarships or any, like, how would someone get involved with that, like on a volunteer basis, or how would they support that initiative?
So, yes, my official title at B-Sides Las Vegas is Gear Goddess. And
Gear Goddess?
Gear Goddess,
yes. You write that down.
One of the things, write that down. Make sure you write that down. You already missed the sound.
Goddess with a G?
Thank you, stepping in.
Goddess with a G?
Yeah, with a G. Yeah, double D. Anyway, one of the things that I always suggest is...
Wow.
You can't
okay.
You can't even.
Let's get HR, bro. If y'all listening,
let's focus. Let's focus.
Yeah, hey, you can edit that shit out.
One of the things that I always mention on initial interest is to volunteer at whatever B-Sides is close to you, because B-Sides is only like $25 to show up. And it's a worthwhile investment, because even if you meet 2 people, those 2 people probably know 12 other people that are going to be beneficial on your journey. And for me, I'm an introvert, so I don't really like talking to people. But it's worth the sacrifice if you are actually trying to do something of some importance. Now, with respect to your question specifically for B-Sides Las Vegas, we do not offer specific scholarships. However, if you volunteer for 4 or more hours, you get access to the conference for free. And if you volunteer for 8 or more hours, you can share a room with one of the other volunteers that B-Sides Las Vegas will pay for. So really, it's just a matter of you getting out to Vegas with your flight or with your bus or with your hitchhiking, whichever the case may be. And then you'll be there. And it's ideal to, especially for people who are introverts that don't like to talk in general, it's ideal to start as a volunteer, because you can show up, you have specific tasks, you can feel successful when you meet these tasks, and you also have an opportunity to just talk to people and figure out what they do and what you like and what you don't like, and wander around and see how those things set up. There
Spoken like
are
a true
other
quartermaster.
opportunities that exist too. So, like in DC at ShmooCon, that's happening in a couple of weeks right now, but they have a networking lab. So if you don't know anything about networking, you can volunteer to go into the networking lab, and you can learn how to make cables, and you can learn how to run cables, and you can learn how to track traffic, and there's a lot of opportunities. So find a organization that's close to you and volunteer, get in there. Like,
Real quick, point of clarity. ShmooCon?
Yeah, what's that
ShmooCon.
Yeah,
about?
Yeah,
SHMOO.
yeah. Quick.
SCHMOOCON.
Yeah.
Is it
Quick.
about networking, or is that just one thing that they kind of
That's
go
just
into?
one aspect of that particular conference that is phenomenal. ShmooCon is actually really difficult to get into because they only sell like maybe 100, maybe 200 tickets. So
Probably why I haven't
they,
heard of it.
yeah, they release the ticket. They start releasing the tickets, I think, in October, and they release them in like 50. They like release 50 at a time over the course of like 3 months or something like that.
How do
And
you believe?
so
Hold on, man. Hold on. Time out. Hell no. How you say they only have 100 tickets? They release them in batches of 50.
I say 100 or 200. I can't
No, you
remember.
said 100 tickets. So
Wow.
let me
Go back,
rewind
rewind the
this.
tape.
All
Rewind it.
right.
Rewind and tape.
Rewind it.
Mm.
Never mind. We ain't got time.
We got
It
receipts.
says
Go,
actually
go,
500 tickets. Actually,
go,
Now that we gonna edit out. So yeah. Don't
go.
catch me looking stupid.
ShmooCon is actually really difficult to get into because they only sell like maybe 100, maybe 200 tickets. So
Catch me looking stupid.
yeah, so they release them in batches of 50, and so it's a very small conference. So everyone that's there, you have an opportunity to mix and mingle and converse. And they have the networking labs, which I think was really beneficial for me because I wasn't really strong in networking. So understanding what each of the cables did, and actually like stripping cables and building new cables and plugging in routers and stuff for the conference to operate.
Oh
There were
wow.
like real stakes.
So you
that
were
you
like
really-
volunteering and helping the setup piece of it,
Yeah,
or is that just a part of the lab?
that's just a part of the lab for the conference. So I mean, there's lots of things that can be done, and if you reach out to Rico, he can find me, and then I'll just give you a list of things that you could go through.
Hey, look. I'm gonna say something, and I don't, but you are quick-witted. That was good. You
Thank
you
you.
you went all the way
Bro.
back, connected the conversation. I was like, oh, she.
Thank you.
You know how you talking about how people talk? Hey, girl, you need to keep up. She keeping up, man.
Hey
She
man,
keeping up.
dollar master and gear goddess very much earned and title. So she's definitely got it. Anything you wanna, kind of leave the people with, like based on your experience? I mean, actually, we got a little bit more time.
I got a
I'm
question.
curious to know,
Actually,
like, what kind of obstacles, what are your major obstacles that you've encountered?
I often find that I don't think that I'm technical enough. And even more than that, when I show up looking like this, because this is like my regular work outfit.
Put a pin in that, but keep going.
But showing up looking like this, they often don't believe that I'm in the role that I'm in. so I have to really quickly understand a lot of technical pieces that I'm not necessarily familiar with. I tell everybody all the time that I know a little bit. I'm an expert at nothing. I'm mediocre at plenty of things. And so that's usually the obstacle that I have, being mediocre at plenty of things.
So is that imposter syndrome, or is that just confident? I mean, what do you think that is?
I think that it's a little bit of imposter syndrome because the challenge is that I end up being in places with a wide variety of people. I
Mhm.
end up talking to CEOs and doing business development, and then I have to talk to system admins and figure out how to align accounts. And then I'm talking to DevSecOps engineers and ironing out the troubleshooting pipelines. And so for me, I understand that I can't know all of these things and I don't actually need to know all of these things. But for each of the people that I'm talking to, they're like, we expect answers. Why don't you have them?
Gotcha.
So I have a question for you. So I
This
got,
last one.
yeah, all right, perfect. I get a lot of people hit me up. Was like, I'm not in cyber. I'm a network/DevOps guy, and a
Where
lot of
you
them come to
at,
me
though?
like, I want to get into cybersecurity. I'm like, okay, what would you say to somebody that's asking they want to get into cybersecurity?
What do they want to do?
Like, and that's
I would send them to cyberseek.org and I would have them wander around and look at some of the positions that are associated with cyber and see if anything interests them. I would have them volunteer at a couple of conferences and talk to people to see what they're passionate about and to see some different opportunities that arise. And then if they are looking to be certified, I would send them to the CompTIA certification roadmap to figure out what that looks like and where they can jump to. And then lastly, I would send them to, well, depending on who I'm talking to, because if they're legitimately new and transitioning, I'm going to send them to those first couple of places. But if they are in IT already and they're just trying to figure out their next steps, I typically recommend leveraging the risk management framework as a way to expand your understanding of the policies surrounding cybersecurity. And then you can delve into the specific areas associated with cybersecurity once you understand where those policies reside. So, and the risk management framework is fairly consistently a solid space for jobs anyway. So,
Dope. I mean, you drop enough information. I mean, from what it sounds like, from the things you've kind of put us on to, B-Side, ShmooCon, and the various ways that you can get involved with those programs for free, for the most part. It sounds like the barrier of entry is significantly lower than it's historically been. And the one thing that's probably in most people's way is going to be them.
absolutely, 1,000,000%.
Is that a real thing, 1,000,000%?
It is. It is, in fact. Go look
You
it
write
up.
that down.
Also,
You know-
I'm a math
Circle
minor,
back
so
around to
don't
that.
question me.
You know, if Ebony was a rapper, they say she'd have bars. She got bars for days.
Bars of soap.
No question.
Wow.
Bars.
Wow, the malice in your heart there, Rico.
It's okay.
Gotta
He's
let-
trying to
gotta
get
let
back.
it go.
It's fine.
Trying to get back.
It's fine. Let him have that. It's cool.
I'm struggling, man.
I'm gonna be here.
I think
I'm fighting like Meek Mill in that battle with Drake.
it's like you're trying to find a good retort and it's not
I'll be
always
here.
work.
All right.
So, with that being said, Rico, no, there are what seems like a lot of barriers to entry, but if you're allowing a no to turn you around, then you don't want to do it in the first place. That's straight up. And so, like I said, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. You have to get outside of your comfort area. And as you continuously grow anyway, you have to find ways to be comfortable in that uncomfortableness. So, yeah, if you want to do something, it's absolutely we can do that. That's not a problem. There's so many organizations. You mentioned 2 that are in this area already. Like, you really don't have any excuse.
Gotcha. Well, unless you guys have any other parting thoughts, I think we can cut it.
No, it was great to meet you. You obviously have met Rico before because I mean, damn. You guys really rag on each other.
Yeah, she comes to our office so we can access the networks from
Is she
time to
coming to
time.
take your lunch money when she come?
It's gonna be a running joke now.
Look, man, I don't get bullied no more, man. I'm grown up now, man.
Well, you know, I gotta get out of here because I gotta go.
Wait before you leave, man. Let me stop the tape so I can let things roll up.